Casablanca is considered to be one of the greatest films of all time. I mean, just it's if you mention it, everyone just lights up and knows exactly what you're talking about that's seen it. It was released back in 1942, and it stars a whole plethora of people. I mean, there's Humphrey Bogart, Ingrid Bergman, um, Peter Lorre, Sidney Greenstreet, Claude Rains. I mean, it's just. It's a it's just a big old, it's like an ensemble cast, but I don't think it was supposed to be. But yeah, it was the craziest part. It was released, like I said, back in 1942 as World War II was still going on, and it's a film about the war. So it was really, I mean, it's kind of ballsy to do that, I think. Um, and basically the plot is Humphrey Bogart it's in Morocco, and he is running a bar, and uh, Ingrid Bergman and her husband come in, and they used to be Humphrey Bogart and Ingrid Bergman used to be lovers and all that, and they come in, and it's a refugee spot. Basically, he's letting people escape the war. He's letting refugees come in. He's letting people that are fleeing from the war, fleeing from the Nazis, and he's just doing this. It's kind of like, it reminds me very much a little of like Schindler's List, and but of course this is fictional, but still. But yeah, he's just running this place like it's nothing, and but everyone just thinks it's a bar and all that, but he's doing that on the in reality, that's what he's doing. The bar's just a cover up. But so he Sidney Greenstreet and Peter Lorre and Conrad Veidt, they all are there, and they're looking for these people. I mean, they're not necessarily looking for them, but they're there, and it's like, if they are seen, if they find them, then it's a bad news. I mean, so they're there, and of course they have to play like it's business as usual, like nothing's going on, like we don't have all these refugees hidden in our place, and um, it's it's just a fantastic film. It's black and white still. It's shot amazingly. It's just so. It's when you think of classics, you really think of Casablanca. There's a reason you think of it like that. And, it is an amazing love story. And when I was a kid, I didn't really get it because I was fortunate enough to grow up with films like this. And I saw Casablanca at a very young age. And I remember my parents having it on VHS. And I always remember, like, the infamous Bogey and Ingrid Bergman, he's looking down at her and she's looking up at him, and they're embracing. And it's just, and of course, it's, the greatest movie ever made and all this. And, um, I I was very like, okay, cool. And then I watched it whenever I watched it for the first time, which is kind of like, I probably just didn't get it. And then I watched it again later on as an adult, and I still just didn't really get it until I thought about it. And it's like, because when you think romance and you think that kind of thing, well, why is it the greatest romance? Why is it the greatest love? And it's like, he is protecting not only these refugees, which is amazing, he is protecting the love of his life that he's no longer with, and her new man that she's currently with, and is so in love with her that he's willing to risk it all just to save her. And her new guy, who, he really doesn't owe anything to, but he loves her so much, and she loves her husband, that he's willing to risk it all. And when you think about that level of love and passion and just bravery, yeah, I mean, I get it now. I get it now, and I definitely see why many consider this to be pretty much every actor in the film's greatest. I know that it's when you think of Humphrey Bogart, and you think of Ingrid Bergman and Peter Lorre and Sidney Greenstreet and all these actors that are in it, it's that's what you think of a lot of times. And I see why. I do. It's still not my favorite, but I mean, I do love it. But I definitely see why it has been regarded as one of the best ever, and why it's such an amazing love, because it's not like The Notebook and Romeo and Juliet and all these films where it's like, oh, love and swooning and blah blah blah, but it's true honest fire for each other. And you know who can ever forget the line, of all the gin joints in all the world, she had to walk into mine. And, you know, and it's just, it's heartbreaking, but it's harrowing, and it's really, really good. So if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend checking it out. It's constantly on Turner Classic Movies to record, but frankly, I just say go out and buy it because I really feel confident enough that most of you that are into this era of film, of course, you have to be into the era, but most of you that are into this type of film will go out and love it, and they'll see it, and they'll be glad that they did buy it. But you know, there you go. That's my review on Casablanca. I'll be back with another one soon. Bye, guys.